may wonder what I'm doing scrabbling up the side of this hill. Well, I'm in the foothills of the Pyrenees to experience one of the most bizarre sports. It's extreme motorcycle hill climbing. Now, the idea of this event is for riders with their machines to start at the base of the hill and literally blast their way up as far as they possibly can. How they do that, I've no idea. Now, besides all the other lunatic competitors this weekend, we've got Jonathan Pearson, who's a journalist from Bike Magazine, who's done this event before, and he's coming back to do it again. Mad. Jonathan, give me a bit of detail. How does this actually work?
What you'll have to do tomorrow morning is set off from the start gate just over there, and you'll have to do nothing more complicated than simply rev the bike up, let the clutch out, and go. There's nothing technical about it.
And I'm just my aim is just to then go as high as I possibly can.
As high as you can, yeah. The majority of riders will be getting to probably between 75 and 100, I would think. That's an estimate. But if you get into sort of 125 metre mark, then you'll be you're doing well.
I'm doing all right,
yeah,
am I?
You're cooking. Yeah.
What type of person do you think kind of gets involved in this sport?
They come from an off-road background, usually, on the whole. They're going to be motocross riders, sort of motocross sidecar racers, maybe trials riders.
Is that a real sort of asset to it then? I mean, obviously those bikes are quite small, and this is sort of like they've gone to the extreme with this, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It is an asset because you're going to be, they're going to be the sort of people who know how to make a back tyre grip, and they're going to know what to expect a bike to be doing when it's going up a hill and when it's basically not grippy. These bikes are more about outright power, just huge big engines, big fat back tyres, and they're just as specialised because they've evolved over a number of years, and they've become the weird shape that they are for a very good reason.
Do you think that people have a fascination with this sort of the engineering side of it as well? Because I mean, they're all individually built and they're quite protective about their machines. Do you think that's part of it as well?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Basically, to get the best bike, you have to make it yourself, and I'm sure that they all have their own theories about what makes the best hill climbing bike. You know, the sizes. You'll see it by walking around the paddock. They're different. They've got different sized tyres, different lengths, swinging arms. Some have got two small engines bolted together, some have got one big fat engine. The achievement is as much to do with building a machine as it is to do with trying to ride up the hill, I think.
Well, I'm walking around the paddock area here, and there's some phenomenal, strange-looking machinery. I mean, look at this, for instance. This is two Yamaha sort of inline engines. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but I'm sure maybe you guys would know. It's just the length of these bikes are phenomenal. This has got to be about 8 foot long, massive monoshock, and capped off by this incredible wheel with huge bolts out the back. I'm assuming that's obviously for traction. Here we go. Here's my old favourite, the old GSXR 1100. Fantastic lump, great starting point. Now, what amazes me here, as you can hear in the background, they've got no exhaust systems. Straight out the manifold, saw the bottom off, and that's it, nothing else. These swinging arms, they're all custom made. This is not something that you'd buy. These guys have engineered this themselves to get as much traction up the hills as possible. Well, this is Robier from Toulouse. He's just been explaining to me about this amazing machine. He started off with a 750 lump from the Super Tonnerre, the big trail bike. Now, as you can see, as he's actually holding in his hand here, they've incorporated Citroën suspension from a Citroën car, and they've actually had to extend the back here to accommodate this huge wheel that they've decided to use over here. This is from a car. I don't actually know which type of car, but they've modified the tyres. This is what he's going to go up there tomorrow. Absolutely amazing. Good luck. Well, yet again, another extraordinary looking machine. It's based on what looks like a mobilette, actually, but I can see from the back here, that's a Kawasaki, and another engine maker. I have absolutely no idea, and unfortunately Lauren doesn't speak English, and my French is very, very, very limited. But it's an unbelievable machine, and what's fascinating is the exhaust system he's got here as well. It looks like he's actually stolen some plumbing here from the bathroom, because he's actually literally got copper pipe in here for the exhaust system. Well, this is Jean-Marc on his machine, and like all of these bikes, they're incredibly designed. He has a real mixture of makes and models. We have a Suzuki front end. The KTM frame, which he's actually had to, like all these bikes, he's had to cut and extend to fit in this massive Yamaha engine. And just, if you pop to the back here, just to actually cap it off, he's got a Renault tyre on the back. Now, he was explaining to me a little bit earlier that the best combination for hill climbing is trials riding and motocross. That's the best combination. So, best of luck for the race tomorrow.
Merci.
Do you have to be a little crazy to do this sport?
Yeah, sure.
Why do you pick a Harley Davidson?
Because it's pour le prestige, the Harley Davidson, and it's very good engine, and it's #1 in USA in hill climbing.
When you're riding the bike, do you have fear? Fear?
Yes, in the start, okay, but after this, very good.
Nothing. Oh,
nothing. Finish.
Le pilote qui gagnait l'épreuve d'Arrête à Pierre-Saint-Martin l'année dernière. Oh, il est parti vite. Oh, il est fou. Il est chaud comme la braise de l'Ascar. Allez. 125 mètres. Le jump. C'est fait. Oui, on passe. On passe à les 125 mètres.
As this day comes to a close, the French are doing exactly what they do best, which is socialising. For me, I'm going to head back to the hotel to try and build a bit of Dutch courage because I'm panicking about tomorrow. Talking of a courageous man, let's go over and see what Don's looking at this week.
This is an Indian, a 1915 v0n 1000cc American motorcycle. It's attached in this case to an American sidecar, but it's on the English side, the left-hand side. One of the most successful motorcycles ever made, and very successful not only in large sales, 35,000 in 1913, but also in its sporting record. It's full of interesting features, beautifully designed, and in my view, an extremely pretty bike. I just love it. I'd like to mention a few of the interesting features on this bike. Electric lights, a toolbox conveniently placed for the rider, town and country exhaust, lift it up when you're out in the country, blat, 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 and when you're going through the towns, push it down, chitter, chitter, chitter. The suspension is very, very effective, and even the rear light is sprung. One of the idiosyncrasies of this bike is that it has a left-hand throttle, where most machines the throttle is on the right. They say that the reason for this was that when these were used by the police in the Keystone Cop period, it was so the policeman could take his pistol out and shoot at people while still controlling the speed of the bike. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure, but it's a good story. This is not a bike for the faint-hearted. It's so exciting. I have had some experience of riding it, and without that experience, you could get into trouble. Anybody who persevered and had good anticipation would really get the thrill that I get from this bike. It frightens me in one way. I'm all the time wondering what's going to happen. It's very reliable, it's very fast, but you've really got to be working at the controls. Left-hand throttle, foot clutch, braking isn't that good. I'm going to have to stop in 100 yards' time. There's all sorts of things going through your mind. But when you get off it, you're still bubbling with excitement because it's such a grand bike. The engine is so lusty. You can imagine people riding these miles in those days, and fast. I mean, it's terribly greedy on petrol, you know, does about 35 miles to the gallon and so on and so forth. But everything about the bike is fresh, fast, well-made, enjoyable, but a little bit frightening. Although it's very old, one of the strange things I've noticed about this bike is when I go down to the village green and park it outside the pub, Within a very short time, it's surrounded by people, but almost always a large number of women. And I will just go over and say, you like this, dear? Oh, it's lovely. Are you into motorbikes? Oh, no, I don't take any notice of them usually. So what's so interesting about this? I don't know, it's the colour, it's the shape, they say. And I realise this bike does have a lot of sex appeal. There is no question about it. I think when I want a bit of an excitement, a bit of a kick, there are all sorts of things you can take, but for me, I take a dose of Indian.
It's a brand new day. I've had a terrible night's sleep. I've arrived this morning and found that the hill's still here. The emergency services have just arrived. I'm very, very nervous. I need to go and see a man about a bike. Bonjour. Well, I found Jean Abadie in the pits here. Now Jean, you were in '97. You were French champion, yeah. And in '98 you were number 3 in the world.
Yeah, in the world after the World Cup. Yes.
Wow. Now, how long have you been hill climbing?
They are 10 years I began hill climbing.
What skills do you have to actually be a good hill climber?
I don't know. You need like the risk. You need like mechanic because you cannot buy the bikes. You need make the bike. So you need have some mechanic, and you need friends. All drivers are friends. It's very good in the park. It's good. I don't know the name.
Yeah, is it like a camaraderie?
Yeah, a lot of camaraderie, and there are no enemies in the park. It's very, very good fun.
Are you racing against other competitors, or is it just you and the hill?
No, when I drive, the other driver, no enemies. The thing every driver want make is jump to the top of the hill. So the enemy on this sport is the hills, not the other driver. If you cannot go to the top, it's no good day.
Now this is your bike, yeah. But you've sorted out a bike for me as well.
Yeah,
is that
we
right?
have the Alain bike for you.
Oh, should we go and have a look?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jean, this is the bike.
Yeah, this is Alain.
Ah.
Alain, the man on the bike.
Now, Jean, can you explain to me a little bit about the bike?
Yeah, this bike is a bike with two engine, 490 cc's Yamaha. You have one clutch for the 2 engine, one acceleration for 2 engines.
And is this very different than your bike, or is the
it's not same. The longer maybe is the same, but the bike is different because the Harley have only 1 engine, 2-cylinder, but 1 engine and 4-stroke engine. And this engine this bike is 2 engines, 2-stroke.
2-stroke.
2-stroke. So lot of RPM. Lot of RPM.
Once all the marshals and safety services were in place, the event got underway. Unlike most sports, there's no practice. You literally turn up, start up, and go for it, which can result in some spectacular action. Well, I'm all kitted out with all the gear, but before I go up, Jean Abadie is going to have a go, so I should be watching him avidly and trying to follow every route I can.
Le numéro 1, Xavier, doit être pas...
Nervous.
Ah ouais, Xavier, déjà. Excellent pilote, Alain v0n. Sur Terre, on est déjà au 15 mètres, pas très bien le bordel.
Sean, you just got back down from the top of the hill. It seemed like a really good run. You're in the lead, yeah?
I'm number 1 now.
You're number 1?
Yeah.
You're the man.
But a lot of drivers can make more than me. It's not finished. All drivers have chance to jump the top and have the money. Push us
about the money.
là 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 là.
Well, there seems to be a million different techniques, but I think you just kind of have to tickle the throttle as you go up. But at the moment, I'm terrified of doing this. But I also have that, I want to do it as well, but I'm terrified. Moment of truth. I thought the panic had set in a couple of minutes ago. Now it's really, really set in. Alain, do I sit or stand? Sit.
Après,
Yeah, once it starts to kick, then stand up. Start, sit down, just drive on this first one. All right.
Au niveau des 70 mètres. Allez, allez, on a pris l'ouverture, le pilote britannique.
Well, that was pretty impressive. I was surprised. He set off quite slowly, and I thought he needs to open it a bit more than that, but he didn't for a start. And once the hill started to take effect, he was off, and that was it. I thought he was going pretty well. The only problem was he just got slightly off the line, went a bit to the right where it's more bumpy, and that was it. Yeah, it was good. First attempt, very good. Very good.
Oh my goodness. It's very difficult to describe it. When you first arrive at the hill, it looks sheer vertical. When you're on the hill on a bike, it seems to even itself out a little bit. But it's a real test of just tickling the throttle. And I don't know, you just have to tickle the throttle a little bit. It's very hard. I admire the guys that do this. I admire the guys, really do. Well, this is Jonathan's first run. He's getting ready. How's it going, Jonathan? Are you?
All right, yeah.
Are you a bit nervous? You're quite cool.
Around, yeah, I'm okay, really.
Yeah.
I think the line's a bit more. I was sort of clear about what I was going to do earlier on, but now it seems a bit unsure about which way to go.
What's the plan now? Are you going to go for that S? Or?
Set off up the right and then just try and aim for the left. Not follow that S. No, I don't think that's the right way because people are shutting off and losing speed.
They're really digging in on that bit, aren't they?
Yeah, I think you need to sort of get up the jump, sort of lump, and then carry on and power up to the up over that step. But
well, we'll let you get focused.
I'll probably fall off just here.
Have a good run. We'll see when you get back down.
Right.
Jean, how did he get on? Was that a good run?
Yeah, it's very good run. Maybe it's number 2 or 3. Yeah, it's very good run, but no, he have no luck because after 1 to 5 meters, the engine, one stop, plug, brake.
Okay, well, Alain's on his bike now, the one that I've rode, so let's see exactly what he can do on it. Well, as you can see, unfortunately, that's a real shame. Obviously there's a slight problem with the fuel, I think, before he was setting up. And you get to that point, and if you haven't got the full revs and the fuel and everything working, that's unfortunately what happens. He'll be gutted with that, absolutely gutted. Well, unfortunately, my bike has broken, so I'm not able to compete anymore. So we've come 2/3 up the course now, just to see how the big boys do it. Good thing Jonathan Pearson's, he's still in the running, he's running third, so let's wait and see. Okay, well on the starting grid now we have Jean Abadi, did 175 metres, he's coming up, he's hopefully going to beat that, but let's wait and see. My God, he comes up so quickly. Here he comes. Oh, keep going, keep going. Fantastic. Oh, man. Well, that was Jean Abadi. I think he definitely set the best distance time straight off, and I think he's gone and done it again.
No one actually made it over the top of the hill to collect the purse, so it remains unclaimed now for 4 years. Jean Abadi had to settle for 5th place, but Jonathan Pearson achieves an impressive 3rd. For me, I had to settle for somewhere near the bottom.
Well, there you have it, hill climbing. Probably the most bizarre event I think I'm ever going to get a chance to cover. When you first arrive, you watch these people and you do actually think they're raving lunatics. But after taking part and watching what they're doing, it's an extremely skillful sport. All I've got to do now is thank all the guys that have helped me today. And if you ever get the chance to come and see it, don't ever turn down the opportunity.